where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. And today we are reviewing the Transformers Studio 86 Core Class Rumble. And yes, you heard me right. Rumble. Now, I know some of you Transformer fans are on the other side and say it's Frenzy. And you know what? That's totally okay. Because in some continuities, this is the Frenzy color scheme. Heck, the original toy was named Frenzy, not Rumble. So, it's both. I think we can, at this point, meet in the middle and say it's both. I know there are some Transformer fans who are just unwilling to budge on that. It's Frenzy, or it's Rumble. It's both. It's either Frenzy or Rumble. It's whatever you want them to be. It's whatever you want them to be, because like I said, in some continuities he's Rumble, in some continuities he's Frenzy. Specifically in the Generation 1 cartoon, he is Rumble. I know, you might not like to hear it, but it's true. He's Rumble. And I gotta say, Hasbro did a really, really good job on the Core Class cassette. I am all for buying a single cassette figure on its own, with awesome accessories, with good articulation, because this is way better than the Siege mold of Rumble and Frenzy. Way better. It's so much better. I don't even have the Siege mold in my collection, because up until this point, my preferential Rumble / Frenzy figure in my collection was the original Generation 1 mold, because, I mean, the Generation 1 molds were actually pretty good. So in my in my display at home, where I display my figures, you know, I have a bunch of awesome Generations figures because I like to collect modern G1, and all of the cassettes are the original G1 molds, pretty much, because they're amongst the best ones. You know, it's weird. Hasbro really likes to redo Soundwave in the cassettes a lot. Oh, and it's really tough, you know, as you're going through and you're trying to decide as a collector which is your best representation as a modern G1 version of whichever character you're collecting. In this instance, it's Rumble. And as we've gone through the years, and I was trying to figure out, okay, which set am I collecting specifically? I kind of stuck with the G1 molds, like I said, because I honestly, up until this point, I think they were the best, and they were certainly the most consistent. And that was the other thing, was consistency. We've had some cool modern updates. You know, I thought the tablets from Combiner Wars and Titans Return was an interesting take, but also a little strange. And not necessarily my favorite either. I do like the cassettes from Siege, Earthrise, and thereafter, but I wasn't all that impressed with Rumble and Frenzy. I really like Laserbeak, I really like Ravage, I really like Ratbat, and of course the subsequent repaints of those figures, but I didn't really like Rumble or Frenzy. Even Rewind and Eject were pretty decent. It's just, up until now, this is probably, I would dare say, the best modern mold. And some of you would say, well, what about MP? MP is amazing. I don't usually bring up MP stuff just because MP is just a whole nother level of collecting. It's out there on its own thing. So I don't usually include MP in that, but yeah, MP is also really, really good. Those cassettes are amazing, but the average collector wants something more affordable usually, and usually collects whatever's coming out in the main Hasbro lineup, and that's usually what I stick with too. Now, on occasion, I will add an MP or two to the collection if I think it's significantly better, or just the best possible option at the moment, despite whatever the price is. But I do really like this mold a lot. So anyway, here it is. Here he is in that Core Class packaging. You got the artwork there of Rumble. He's looking very good. Now you'll notice he's kind of down here rattling around, and that's just because I've already pre-cut him and all that good stuff. You got some good Rumble artwork there. You got some close-up Rumble artwork there. Toy shots on the back. And that's pretty much it for the box. Real quick, he does have a little core class backdrop. Even the core classes come with the backdrops too. Now, they're not as nice or impressive as Deluxe and Up, but it's nice to know that they still get their backdrops. And I love that it's the comms center that Blaster was in, where Rumble gives his famous line, "First we crack the shell, then we crack the nuts inside." Very cool. And here he is in all his tiny blue glory. He is looking great. I've always loved Rumble's color scheme. The light purples and the very soft blues just play really well together with him. And I'm here for it. He looks good. His face sculpt looks really, really good. He comes with some really good accessories. This is the first mass retail release of Rumble to come with his pile drivers. That's awesome. He comes with his little blasters that plug onto his back, and those do just plug on right there. And those two peg holes there on the back. Very nice. Real quick for comparison, here he is next to the G1 mold. Now the G1 mold's just a little bit bigger, but you can see the difference there. And real quick also for comparison, here he is next to Soundwave. And I love how he looks next to Soundwave. Looks so good. And also, real quick, just because I have him here he is next to the best cassette, Laserbeak, and this is the Earthrise version. It's also worth mentioning that this figure is, of course, fully articulated in this tiny scale. Head is on a ball joint, so you get full movement on that. Shoulders are on a ball joint. No elbow articulation. Wrists go in and out, mostly due to transformation. Shoulders go up and down, also due to transformation. Hips, knees are on a ball joint. You can bring the foot up and down, mostly due to transformation, and that's pretty much it for that. You can take his blasters, and he can't necessarily hold them in his hands, but there are pegs on the sides of his forearms, so he can still wield his blasters. And of course, for his pile drivers, what we do is we take his arm, fold in the fist, bring it out like so, take this, and you want to take it to the side because of the way it's shaped, and just push it on over that forearm there, and there you go. Really easy to slide those on. Really like how they designed that. And that's just so exciting. Oh, I love that so much. I really can't wait for them to release Frenzy or Rumble, again, depending on which you subscribe to. Frenzy or Rumble, the black and red one. There we go. Let's just say that. The black and red one. Can't wait for the black and red one. I'm really excited for that. Transformation is really simple because the cassettes have always been simple to transform. They've always had a really nice and simple design. First, we're going to just go ahead from here and take off those pile drivers because that has nothing to do with his cassette mode. Take off his blasters, which you can leave those, you can put those on while he's in cassette mode just like you could with the original toy. But it's weird looking at a cassette with blasters, isn't it? Take his head, rotate it around, fold it back. We're going to bring those arms up for the moment just to get them out of the way. Fold those feet in, rotate the knee to the side, and then just bring the leg all the way up like so. Do the same thing over here. Rotate the leg to the side, bring it all the way up like so. And then we're going to rotate those arms all the way around and just bring them down to the middle. And there we go. There is Rumble in his cassette mode. And yes, of course, he does fit in the current generation Soundwave chest compartment. And I say that because that includes both Siege Soundwave mold, Earthrise Soundwave mold, Shattered Glass Soundwave, Sound Blaster, whichever one you have that you want to put the cassettes in, even Blaster, it'll work with it. So just take that, put it in. There we go. And close it up. And there you go. Now Soundwave has Rumble ready to deploy. And real quick, once again for comparison, here he is next to the G1 mold in cassette mode. Here he is next to Laserbeak in cassette mode. And here he is next to Soundwave in cassette mode. And just like in robot mode, there you go. Very cool. I have been so excited to do this, and like I said, I cannot wait to do this with the black and red one. Which for me would be Frenzy, and for you, maybe Rumble. Like I said, it's either one. It's up to you. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's review featuring the new Studio Series 86 Core Class Rumble figure. What do you think overall? Do you think his accessories are really cool? Do you think he should have been named Frenzy instead of Rumble? Well, he was Rumble in, like I said, the G1 cartoon. So in the case of Studio 86, I do believe he was named appropriately. However, like I said, some of you might subscribe to the fact that his name is Frenzy, and that's A-OK. It's whatever you want him to be, and that's all right with me. Stay tuned for more Transformers video reviews. Stay tuned for more Bay 12 video reviews. Make sure you like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and stay tuned for more because there's all kinds of stuff coming on Bay 12 all the time. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.